G'day, I'm Gary. My wife Robbie and I live in Southern California. We're in USDA Zone 10A. What I'm going to do is repurpose some of these old office chairs that I've been picking up. I'm going to convert them into plant caddies. You can buy regular plant caddies for smaller pots like this at your nurseries or big box stores. What I need in this room here is something larger because the containers are going to be bigger and they're going to be heavier. These office chairs are perfect for the job. They're designed to carry a couple of 100 pounds of weight, and because they're on casters, they can be moved around. The thing with the office chairs, they're level one way, but when you measure front to back, they're going to have a tilt to them. So I'm going to have to modify the plate underneath a little bit. I'm going to put a shim under one side and build it up, and then I'll attach the plate to this plate here. This is a piece of board that I'm going to mount. I'm actually going to mount it to this chair. This chair here is in pretty good shape mechanically. The material here is all sort of rough, so it's not useful to me other than for the mechanical parts. So I'm going to remove the seat off it. So once I remove the chair part, I've just got a couple of bolts to take that out. I'll remove the armrests and the chair, and then I'll be left with this base part. The base part is going to resemble something like this, so this will be my example. So this here I've been using as a stool, a work stool. So I use this in my garage so that I can sit on it and move around. It's another use for an old office chair. So I'm going to put this plate, mount it to there, then I'll put the sill on top, and then I'll set the container on top. I'm going to dismantle the chair now. One of the first things I do when I get one of these home is check the casters. The casters have a tendency to get hair caught in them, so I remove the hair. I just use a pair of pliers, and a pair of scissors and a pair of tweezers, and I just remove the hair from out of the casters. Sometimes the casters are jammed and they don't run freely, so I just remove that. Since I've got it up on its back, I may as well do that now. So I just pluck away until I get most of it out, and then I might trim it with the scissors just to cut it in a shorter length, and then go back in with the tweezers to remove the rest. Once I've got that done, I'm just going to take the bolts out. So these are bolts that are bolted to the seat from underneath, so I'm just going to take these off. The bolts that connect the back to the base are slightly smaller. I might take the back off first, actually. Now that I've got the back off, it's a lot easier to get the seat itself off. got the base. I check it for level. It's level side to side, but front to back. It's got about a 1/2 inch drop on it. What I did with this piece of board or countertop, I squared it up, I trimmed it down, I painted the back so it looked a little nicer. I painted the edges to protect it from any water that might hit it. So this is going to be mounted something like that. If I check the level, that way it's got about a 1 inch drop from one end to the other. And that direction it's pretty level. So to make it level, all I need to do is cut a piece of plywood and set it on that end. I'll go and do that and I'll be right back. I cut a piece of plywood, it's about 1/2 inch thick by 12 inches long, 4 inches wide. I'm going to mount that on the low side. Then I'm going to attach it to the countertop. I've checked it for level and it's level that way and level that way, so I'm good to go. It's just a matter of turning everything upside down. I think I'll screw this to the board and then I'll set it on top and I'll drill some holes. I turned it upside down, I centered the base to the table. I'm going to attach the piece of plywood shim to the tabletop. I decided to attach the top to the base using some carriage bolts that I had in my garage to make sure it doesn't jiggle around so that it stays centered. I'm just going to mark it with a marker. That way if I jiggle it around I'll be able to set it back in position really quick. So I'm just going to start some bolt holes. Now that I've got some pilot holes started, I can use the base as a table and I can just simply drill straight through. I drilled a pilot hole through first. Now I just need to drill it out a little larger. Now I'm ready to assemble. I just want to make sure that the shim side is on the low side. I'm going to drop the carriage bolts through. I did add a washer to the carriage bolts. I just want to give it a little bit more strength. And it's just a matter of lining the bolts up and threading them through the bolt holes on the bottom. At this point I can just slide it on its side. I've got the nuts finger tight. I'll come back later and I'll tighten them up with a wrench. What I'm going to do now is just set it upright. Now I'm just going to check it for a level. It's level all the way around. Now I've got a nice little plant caddy, so it's fairly stable. I'm just going to set my tray on top, and that's going to sit like that. I think what I'll do now is I'll go and get Robbie's container and bring it in. I'll set it on here and I'll test it out. This is the first tub that I'm going to take into the back room. It's in Robbie's front garden. You've probably seen it in our garden tours. Now this watermelon here is pretty late in the season, definitely late in the season. It's October, November now, and it's not going to make it through the winter. We had one of these earlier in the year. Robbie grew it on a deck, and they're a small variety and they taste really good. So I'm hoping that by bringing it indoors, it may be able to make it. It'll just be worth trying. There's a few other plants in here that I know. I recognise this as a San Marzano tomato. I think there's another tomato in here as well. I think it might be a brownberry. I'm not sure. Robbie knows the tomatoes a little better than I do. And I think this might be a walking onion. So what I'm going to do is pick the tub up and take it indoors and set it in the back room that I've set up. Okay, so this is the new home for Robbie's container. Now I'm able to move it around. I can move it towards the sun. I have it setting in the sun, and I can also move it into the shade. So I'll just move it around until I find a nice spot for it. I'll keep an eye on it and see how it goes. The windows, or the sliding glass doors, are single pane glass, so that's going to absorb the sun's energy during the day, but that will be the first place to cool down at night. So during the day I could have it sitting over here in the sun, and then at night I could bring it away into the room, away from the glass, and it should stay warm for a long period of time overnight. So we're going to just experiment a little with the watermelon. It's still flowering. It has set on one side. It's set a watermelon. So we don't know if that's going to make it or not. It's anyone's guess on that. We'll just see what happens. It's worth a shot. Now what I think we'll do, we'll just clean this up a little bit and monitor its progress. And when Robbie does the garden tours, she'll come in here and she'll talk about this as well. So for now, this is how I've got things set up. And as you can see, it's very easy to move around. And I think this will work well. So this is the first one I did. hopefully I'll get more going. And with that, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to leave a comment, feel free to leave a comment. And don't forget to eat what you grow.